as far as September 2025 is concerned. Remember, it's from to the 22nd of September that the new GST came into effect. So September 2025 saw strong retail growth. These are the numbers. There's been 5.22% year-on-year growth, driven largely by rising consumer confidence. Of course, the eased up tax rates, indirect tax rates under GST 2.0. So two-wheelers, for example, led the charge in the month of September with a robust 6.5% increase in sales. Remember, you have to account for the change of rates happened after the 22nd of September. So for the bulk of September, people were also holding back in the hope that GST rates would be cut. And despite the first 20 days, there being subdued demand, it led to a massive increase. In fact, the last 10 days of September saw up to 30% increase in two-wheelers as well as in four-wheelers, and that reflects growing demand amongst passengers. Private vehicles that are four-wheeler cars also performed well in the entire month. There's been an almost 6% rise. Of course, new buyers taking advantage of these price cuts in four-wheelers as well. The agricultural sector also remained steady. Tractors grew at about 3.5%, while commercial vehicles registered a moderate gain of about 2.5%. Overall, the festive season combined with GST 2.0 seems to have energized retail performance across particularly key vehicle segments, whether it is two-wheelers or four-wheelers. I want to go across to Bodhisattva Ganguly. Bodhi, so obviously, the government would want to convey that all of this is because of reduced GST rates. Is there any way to possibly quantify how much this increased demand or this pent-up demand now reflecting in increased sales, how much it is because of these reduced GST rates?
No, that will be a little difficult to quantify. I just wanted to pick up a bit of the data that you presented, which is these figures of retail growing 5.6% and two-wheelers by 6.5% is actually, as you point out, it's quite remarkable because all these sales, or bulk of these sales, have taken place post 22nd September. So in spite of more than half of September being essentially people had held back on their sales, so there's been such a sharp rebound in sales. That's quite a remarkable turnaround. We'll have to, of course, see what the October sales are like. But the fact that the government is holding a press conference also, I think, indicates that they have, positive that October, the first 3 weeks of October, it's almost exactly a month since September 22nd, almost a month since September 22nd, has had the economy has seen a sharp rebound. But it's difficult to come to your question. It's difficult to break it up like that, but it is. But I think it would be safe to assume that the bulk of the pickup in purchases, pickup in sales, has been because of the GST rate cut, which were, I think, much needed. Upfront consumption is about 60% of the economy. The Indian economy is essentially a consumer economy. Consumption is 60% of the economy, and that sector really needs a boost.
All right. Bodhi, we're just going to come back. We've got some breaking news that's just coming through on this story. Pallavi